Have you ever heard that saying, he got up on a soapbox? That's a saying from back in the day where, let's say my friend Tyree had a message that he wanted to deliver. He couldn't get it on TV, the radio, or in the newspaper. Tyree might go to a street corner like, let's say, Market and Van Ness in San Francisco, put down a soapbox, stand on it, and just have at it. If my wife Catherine and I were walking down the street while Tyree was delivering the message, we might be inspired and we might join his cause. On the other hand, if our son Phil and his fiancee Desi were walking down that same street corner about an hour later, Tyree would be finished and there would be no evidence that anyone gave a message. Now let's fast forward. It's 2022, and I believe that we are living in the golden age of self-expression. My goal today is that by the end of this presentation, you're excited about this golden age as I am. Now, did you happen to read the article in the September issue of Toastmasters magazine by world champion of public speaking, Darren LaCroix? Darren talked about his 77-day public speaking challenge that he gave to his students at Stagetime University, and now he's giving the challenge to Toastmasters all over the world. Essentially, the challenge is to do a video on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever social media platform you choose for 77 straight days. When I did the challenge in 2019, I learned three things. Number one, we are not only living in the golden age of self-expression, we are living in the golden age of attention deficit disorder. Less is more. If we could take our favorite 15-minute presentation, whittle it down to a concise 12, we are golden. Number two, when we are looking at ourselves on the device or our friends in the Zoom screen, we are not connecting with the audience by making eye contact. Eye contact is in the camera. Number three, while I did my challenge on Facebook Live, there are a multitude of platforms out there where we can express ourselves. I happen to fall in love with podcasting. And over the last 3 years, I have done episodes on all different subjects. About 18 months ago, I had the honor of interviewing religious leaders from the Christian, Jewish, Muslim, and Hindu faiths on their religion's teachings on forgiveness. A year ago, I interviewed former San Francisco Giant Brian Johnson. 25 years ago, Brian Johnson hit one of the biggest home runs in San Francisco Giant history. On that September day of 1997, I heard broadcaster Ted Robinson describe the home run. When I interviewed Brian, he told me in his own words what it felt like when he was up at the plate and then circled the bases. This past November, I had the privilege of interviewing the beautiful Mrs. Leon Day. Geraldine Day is the widow of Baseball Hall of Famer Leon Day, who pitched for the Newark Eagles in the Negro National League during the 1930s and 40s. The Negro Leagues are where African-American baseball players played professional ball when they were excluded from the major leagues. Now, you may be out there saying, well, that's great for you, Steve. You found your passion. You're having fun with your podcast. What does that mean to me? Well, it's not only the golden age of self-expression for me, it's a golden age of self-expression for you. Do you like cooking? Could you do a weekly blog on cooking tips and recipes? Do you like photography? Could you build a social media presence with photography tips? How about travel? Could you build a travel website with tips and experiences you've had? Whether we speak, whether we sing, whether we scribble our ideas on a piece of paper, whether we dance, draw, or doodle, there's a platform out there where we can spread our ideas far and wide. And the best part is, we don't have to ask anyone for permission.